For tens of thousands of young people every year, it is an exciting experience, backpacking across the world before starting university or a career. And one of the favourite destinations is Thailand. But adventure can all too easily turn to tragedy on the country's dangerous roads. And now one group of mothers who all lost their sons in horrific bus crashes have started a campaign to expose the truth behind their deaths. In a special report, our Asia correspondent John Sparks looks at the worrying safety record of public transport in Thailand, and his report contains images you may find distressing.
They were young and vibrant, ready to explore, and it is hard to say goodbye.
He loved his family and his friends. Nearly every single photograph I have of him, he's got his arms around everyone.
My beautiful boy, he was having the time of his life, travelling in Thailand. Just the thought of them just, happily getting on the bus and thinking they're going off somewhere, and that's how it ends. It's just awful. It's really awful.
4 women in a South London sitting room who've lost their sons in horrific bus crashes in Thailand. They know each other's grief and they share a common cause.
Have you found out anything about the seats?
They want to know why their children died and warn others of the dangers. But the answers have been hard to come by. They feel the Thai and the British authorities have ignored them.
We all feel that we've been treated so badly.
In many ways, we know very little of the actual accident. We've just been finding out bits and pieces.
Bruno Mellingfirth, Max Boomgarden-Cook and Conrad Quashie had saved up all year, a 9-week holiday before starting university. Their trip started here, on Khao San Road in Bangkok. It's a one-stop shop for backpackers, with food and drink and the promise of adventure. We went to investigate. Their parents told us the young men had bought bus tickets at this hostel, one of hundreds of outlets in the area selling cut-price fares. But there's no bus station around here. Instead, passengers are walked to the main road by ticket touts. Their bags loaded onto vehicles nicknamed pirate buses by the police. They're not licensed to provide a regular service, and people's valuables frequently go missing, although no one we spoke to seemed that concerned.
It looks okay so far. I've travelled on worse ones in Burma.
It looks just like buses back home in Australia.
Bruno, Max and Conrad took seats in the back of their night bus. It was heading north to Chiang Mai, but they didn't make it. Their bus was broadsided by another coach travelling at high speed. These pictures filmed later by an ambulance crew. 5 lost their lives, including the 3 young men. Their parents were informed a few hours later, but no other information was provided. The driver of their night bus survived. He's seen handing his license to a policeman. A few days ago, we found him at the prosecutor's office in central Thailand. He'd been charged with reckless driving causing death.
Mr. Noisy, do you have anything to say to the mothers of the boys who died on the bus you were driving?
Of course, I feel sorry about what happened. I didn't really do anything. I just stopped in the middle of the road to turn. We were hit.
Mr. Noisy exited a service station using the entrance. He stopped the bus in the middle of a 6-lane highway. He was trying to save a few minutes when the accident happened. The bus driver told me it was bad luck, but he pleaded guilty in court and will be sentenced next month, although it seems Mr. Noisy has little to fear from the Thai justice system. I'm told by senior Thai lawyers that Mr. Noisy is unlikely to go to prison. Instead, they think he'll walk away from court with a suspended sentence. That's because he was sober at the time of the accident and because he stayed put. He didn't run away after it happened, which I'm told is unusual in Thailand. Reckless drivers who flout the rules. No wonder Thailand's roads are amongst the world's most dangerous. Just ask the body snatchers, volunteer ambulance crews who pick up the wounded and cart off the dead. We joined them on a busy Friday night, and their first call, a motorcyclist lying motionless in the street.
A doctor from one of the local hospitals is doing an examination now, but it's too late. He's dead. He was performing a U-turn and was hit by a taxi at high speed. He wasn't wearing a helmet. His motorcycle is down the road about 50 meters.
They said the body smelt of alcohol, and no one seemed surprised. Nearly 14,000 were killed on Thailand's roads last year, more than 6 times higher than the UK, which has a similar population. Still, academics told us the true number is far higher, as a third of accidents are never reported. And close to 1 million people were admitted to hospital due to road accidents last year. Back in London, these numbers came as a shock. They had no idea the roads were so dangerous.
We've looked at the guidebooks and we've looked on the Foreign Office website, and there's just no warnings. Sometimes people say that, buses may drive fast, but no real warning about the level, the numbers of people who are killed.
Rachel Cooper's son, Felix, died last year when his bus driver lost control and collided with a truck. Felix was thrown across the vehicle when his seat came loose.
The bus tyres were completely bald. On the side of the bus where he was, that's the cause of the death, of his death, was that the vehicle was defective. They've not held the bus company responsible in any way for his death. They've just tried to blame the driver for driving fast and the driver's run off, so they'll probably never catch him.
Bus companies are rarely prosecuted, and they often change their names to avoid lawsuits. And the vehicles themselves, well, they're largely hand-built in small factories in Thailand. They're cheaper than foreign imports. The engines are used, the bodywork new, and the finished product is impressive, but they lack modern safety features, like crumple zones or fire-resistant materials, for example.
Where are the diagrams? Where are the drawings that help you design these buses?
No, we don't have them. We have an idea of the type of bus we want, and after that we see if it's okay or not.
However, the man in charge of vehicle safety in Thailand told me that buses are carefully checked by his department.
We have international standards. We have engineers to check them, and we have the plans used to assemble them.
I asked the factory owner, where's the plans, where are the technical instructions? And he said, they're all up here.
I don't know what they're talking about. If they want to register a bus with our department, they have to go through a safety process.
The more they find out, the more determined they've become. 4 mothers from the UK who hope no one will suffer as they have done. They plan a campaign on road safety in honour of their sons, and in the meantime, they'll keep their memories close.
I've just got what I used to say to him all the time, every day, and that's love you forever, Bruno Albert. I used to say more, but the tattooist said you can't have all that on. But especially at the end of the night, if he was, I'd say that. I had to stop saying, well, but anyway, yeah, that's that.
It was John Sparks reporting from Thailand, and as part of their campaign, the 4 mothers featured in that film have now met Thai government officials about the deaths of their sons, and they've also met the Foreign Office Minister Jeremy Brown, who's promised to review the travel advice given by the FCO about road safety in Southeast Asia. Now to our